In 2013, the CDC reported 90% of those who died from influenza had not been vaccinated. Earlier this month, 17-year-old Lansdowne High School student Kayla Linton died from influenza despite being in good health. It turns out the senior lacrosse player wasn't vaccinated. She went into cardiac arrest and sadly passed away the same night. Now, to help explain this flu mystery, we bring in MedStar Health Dr. Joseph Berman. Hi, how are you today, Dr. Berman?
Great.
How often would you say things like this currently happen?
This is fairly uncommon in someone her age. It's much more common in the very young and the very old.
Despite spring coming up, would you say we still need to be vaccinated?
I would say that, contrary to popular opinion, that the flu is most common in February. Most people think that it's a winter disease. It's actually a later winter disease.
What are some of the signs of the flu?
So the typical things that you would think about with the flu are muscle aches, fevers, coughs, runny nose. The general feeling of malaise and just feeling tired and not feeling well.
Who would you say it affects most?
So again, the very young, the very old, but getting yourself vaccinated definitely makes you less prone to getting sick with the flu.
Now, in your profession, during the past few winters, have you seen a change in the amount of patients coming in complaining of the flu?
I would say that this year seems to be a little bit worse than in the past for whatever reason. The flu does change year to year. It's a virus that evolves on its own, and so it's sometimes hard to predict exactly how many people will get sick each year.
What are the signs that you should go to the hospital?
So if we're talking about people that are not very young, not very old, just normal age people, I would say if you're having any trouble keeping food or fluids down for over a day, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling very lethargic, you're having trouble waking up, or you see that someone around you is having these symptoms, that it's time to come into the hospital.
Is it true that the vaccine doesn't prevent the flu?
So it is possible to get the flu once you've had the vaccine. The vaccine itself is just a best guess estimate by the CDC and the Department of Health of what that season's flu will be like. But it is possible to get the flu even if you have been vaccinated.
Okay, and what advice could you give to teenagers my age who don't feel they need to get the vaccine?
I would say that there's very little downside with getting the vaccine, and it's just better to be safe and get the vaccine. You're giving yourself a better chance of avoiding the flu, which is just a potentially miserable week.
Thank you, Dr. Berman.
Well,
For more ways to stay healthy this time of year, remember to get vaccinated and be cautious.